There's been an outcry in the Polokwane Local Municipality over what some are calling a consistent and worsening water and sanitation crisis. With dams and reservoirs at full capacity, aging infrastructure is being blamed for necessary supply limitation or outright water cuts. Questions have also been raised about the competence of officials overseeing water provision in the municipality. Executive Mayor John Mpe joins us now for more. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at Late Edition. Out of all your residents, what percentage would you say receive water consistently and completely?
Well, thank you very much, Juliet. Greetings to you, greetings to the viewers. At the moment, the current deficit in Polokwane, the demand is that Polokwane need 174 million liters per day, and currently we are only receiving 118 million liters a day with a deficit of around 55 million liters a day. Obviously, there are some challenges in terms of us, getting water consistently, particularly where we use off-takes to various areas. What we have done as a municipality is to also then create alternatives, plans. For example, we have officially put in place or completed the construction of a hybrid water purification plant in Seshego that have increased our water supply in that particular area, where we are able to get around 7 million litre a day from 1.5 that we're getting from the old plant. So all in all, we've got a plan to deal with the current situation. However, we have admitted that Polokwane is a water scarce area, compounded as well with the challenges that have been there from the utility. As you are aware that we are the municipality that does not owe its own utilities. We do not owe Lepelle, that is have got the responsibility to supply us with bulk water supply, just like rent water in Gauteng. However, the capacity constraints on their part and the challenges that they also had on their part. Of course, we have got our own challenges of our own, and that's what we're working on continuously to improve. We're working together with Lepelle to look at areas where we can continuously improve the reliability of water provision in Polokwane.
Mayor, you said at the start that you're receiving around 118 of 170 something, so that's rough 170, 184. So that's roughly 2/3 the capacity.
Yes.
Is that the water you are receiving? So how do we translate that into how many of your residents are receiving water consistently and completely? Does it equate to 2/3 as well? Is that a silly assumption?
Well, we can say that if you look at our water provision, it differs from time to time depending on what is happening. For example, in December, we had quite a stable provision of water.
Right.
All our sources were working. However, any interruption due to the deficit, any interruption, whether it's for an hour or 2 hours, does affect. It can be an interruption as a result of electricity in one of our sources or power burst. In some of the pipelines, like Specon pipelines, which we are very happy that it has been replaced. We've got now almost completion of a new pipeline from Ebenezer, from the Olifantspoort, which is one of our major sources, together with Ebenezer, dam. But however, any interruption on a system that is already constrained cause a lot of challenges in terms of recovery. In December, we had quite a stability, but on the 7th of January, there was some interruption on the provisioning of water, as a result of emergency repair that has to be done by Lepelle, as well as over the past week as well, we had some challenges a few days ago. So whenever we've got a challenge or there's some interruption, as you know, Lepelle as well as our utility, they are busy improving the plants in terms of efficiency of the plants. Sometimes it is a planned program where we have to shut down. It takes a lot of time for us to recover, but all in all, we do have some ways in which we are augmenting the water that we are supplied from the utility. We do have our own sources as well as the city, Tepnodia, Seshego, and other sources. But the water supply in Polokwane remain constrained due to the fact that we do have that shortfall, the deficit. The city is growing at a rapid rate with new developments happening in the city. Unfortunately, the sources do not, or the extraction do not actually, is not actually on the same level with regard to the demand.
Mayor, the recent floods, did that damage any infrastructure, vital infrastructure for providing water and supplying water?
Well, in the main, in Polokwane, in particular, the recent flood only damaged more of our stormwater systems and our roads. We have always stated that we sympathize with our neighboring districts and municipalities that were highly affected.
Yes.
But here in Polokwane, relatively, it is only on the road infrastructure, as well as stormwater systems that were highly affected by the flooding.
Well, you seem to certainly have your finger on the pulse with that water situation there. Thank you for joining us tonight on Late Edition. And that was the Polokwane Executive Mayor, John Mpe, chatting to us there about the problems with water supply in the Polokwane Local Municipality.